Happy Monday, Falcons. It's Miss Sapika. I'm here with our story for Monday, May 11th. This week, we are going to be talking about or reading stories that are all about creativity. So they kind of have a theme, much like past weeks. So this week's theme, we're talking about creativity, all right? The first story today, some of you may have read some of these books before, or you might recognize. We read a book by this author in this same kind of series a couple weeks ago, so you might recognize it. So, hi Scout. You wanted to say hi. All right, so our first book for this week is called Never Let a Dinosaur Scribble. Let's see how it is. All right. Never Let a Dinosaur Scribble. I recently got a pet dinosaur. I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. And everyone keeps telling me, never let a dinosaur scribble. Why would anyone say such a thing? I mean, dinosaurs are so strong and powerful. So why can't they scribble? I thought if I gave him just one crayon, what could go wrong? Well, I'll tell you. He took off running toward the wall. "We don't scribble on walls, only paper," I yelled. Thank goodness my dinosaur has a short attention span. Just before he was going to scribble on the wall, he noticed a couple of stones instead. He started to scribble on one of the stones, which was great. But there was just one problem. He really couldn't see the scribble at all. I could tell he had another idea. He went to grab the paint. This wasn't going to end well. But, surprisingly, it didn't make as big of a mess as I thought. He just quietly painted his little stone, and it turned out awesome. But then he got another idea. He wanted to paint dinosaur-sized stones. It didn't take long before he was rolling boulders into the room, one after another. It had become the biggest rock pile I had ever seen. And the way he painted the rocks was truly extraordinary. But you couldn't see my floor or my bed anymore. I had to find a place for this rock pile, and quick. Then I heard a noise down the hall. This was it. I was going to be in so much trouble. I popped my head out of the door. My mom was standing right there. Before my mom could say anything, I started to explain the mess she was about to see. Well, it all started when I heard to never let a dinosaur scribble, but I had to find out why. So I gave my dinosaur a crayon, and then he ran toward the wall with it. Thank goodness he got distracted with some small stones, and he started scribbling on them instead. But he couldn't see the scribble at all, so he got some paint. He loved it so much that he got bigger stones, giant ones, and it made a big mess, and I'm sorry. My mom peeked around the corner and smiled. "You didn't make a mess. You made some spectacular stone art." When I turned around, there was just a little pile of stones on my table. No huge boulders and no gigantic rock pile, but still some of the best art ever. All this time, people wanted to stop dinosaurs from scribbling. It could be because they try to draw on walls or make a gigantic rock pile. But if my dinosaur had never scribbled, he would have never learned how to make this amazing stone art. So, the next time you hear, "Never let a dinosaur scribble," just remember, all great art starts with a scribble, and even dinosaurs have to start somewhere. The end. All right, I hope you liked our story, Never Let a Dinosaur Scribble. And question for you guys to think about today, why do you think you should never let a dinosaur scribble? So we saw what happened in the story, but what do you think the real reason is we never want to let a dinosaur scribble? All right. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.